Progress.
True that. Say say what else? Huh? Did you just had to wear them ever pants? The mobster pants. These are mobster pants, Gio. I got comic personals within here. Who's that? I explained five as difference. So his name is Austin. Remember the pest control dude? He's bringing the pest control boys in too. Sweet. They're all door knocking index planes. That's amazing. You wanted to what? Oh, are they going to be in here? Is that like that, like old lady I saw yesterday? Like the older blonde lady? Who was that? 22. I agree. You gotta have time to buy some more supplies. Huh?
So what?
Tell him that we recommend that you buy some erasers for the boards in the back set.
Still not. I'm still waiting on Jackie and Tommy because they're trying to have a whole plan. So it's just like, they don't have to keep buying it, so it's automatically.
Yeah. Huh. That makes no sense. Get these people on this TV. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
They should say connect.
Office group room. Haha, now I see you guys. Check these things out. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Why the heck is the audio not going through there? One second, guys. Oh, I see. Can you guys say something again, somebody?
Yeah, we can.
There we go. Yep, perfect. All right, guys, make sure you got some notes out, some water, all that good stuff. We'll get started here. Ronnie, what's up, girl?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Good seeing you too.
How's everything been going with Marvin?
It's been good.
Good, good, good. Guys, don't worry. I don't pick favorites. She's just from my team directly, so I'm kind of picking favorites. I was gonna say that's my man's in them, but that's my girl in them. All right, but we'll go ahead and get started, guys. Just to formally introduce myself. Don't know if you already know or if you've been on a agency meeting or not. My name is Vince Masseri. I'm one of the managing directors here, one of the MGAs out of the office in Des Plaines, our only office, the main hub. So blessed enough to start with Tommy about 3 years ago back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and was one of the guys and girls that had come up from Pittsburgh to open up this agency and start this off. So man, this TV, man, it always does this to me. You guys are like frozen there, and I look at my laptop here and you guys are moving. I don't know why. It just can't be a nice, smooth Samsung TV transition. Of course it can't. Jack Rossman. Are we missing anybody else, guys, that you would recognize? Are we got everybody?
Think so. This is everyone in my group, at least.
I think we're missing Roy.
Oh yeah, Roy.
Jack, what's going on, buddy?
Roy actually has a doctor's appointment with his daughter. He told me that he wouldn't be making it to the
One
training today.
second, ladies and gentlemen, the audio is a little bit messed up right now.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna go ahead and use the laptop and bring you guys over so I can start to hear you and just not have to even look at this TV. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, can someone go ahead and do like a mic check now? Test, test.
Hello.
Yes.
There we go. Wow, these things speakers are. It's a brand new laptop too. All right. So anyway, now that we can do this properly, are we missing anybody else besides Jack?
We got Jack.
I-
He's here.
I'm in now. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, we're missing Roy. Roy had a doctor's appointment with his daughter. Said he'd be missing training class today.
Okay. I believe we're missing my man, Paul Strauss as well. Not sure what's going on there. But okay, guys, so today, obviously, what we're gonna do is, for day 3 of training class is we're gonna learn about the importance of the introduction, okay? So we're gonna go over the different categories, the different topics of the introduction, starting from getting them on Zoom, getting the control over Zoom, into rapport, how to build good rapport, the psychology behind that. After the rapport, we'll go into the why we're there, what we're going to do today. I'll show you guys a little bit about how I do it. And then also after the why we're there, as you guys all know, comes the who we are and the company's ratings, and that would conclude the introduction there. Of course, unless you, I don't think some of our teams, the scripts really don't vary too much at all. But you guys are going to hear some discrepancies. Maybe like in my why we're there, what we're going to do today. Mine might be a little bit more assumptive, a little bit more stern, whereas someone else's might be a little bit more laid back, a little bit more nice. So to each its own, guys. I've seen people blow me out of the water with that, and I've seen us, same thing. It's not going to make a difference in performance. But if you do hear something different, don't go just trying it word for word. Like, stick with what you're doing now, because it's all the same psychological effect at the end of the day. It's all going to do the same thing that we need, and it's transferring that belief. So if you have any questions, I encourage you to ask for sure. That's what we're here for today. I'm not someone to keep us here for 3 hours, so don't worry about that. I'm going to get us out of here at 2:30 with no breaks. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yep. Sounds great.
good.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Did we just lose Ronnie? What in the hell
Yeah,
is
I
going
think
on?
Looks
here?
like it.
Well, all right. Her loss. Not really going to start like letting too many people in that are late, but she was probably lagging out. Wasn't her fault, I bet. But guys, so to start off, right, we talked about obviously getting people on Zoom and establishing control over Zoom, right? So who in here has actually presented that little bit 20%, 25% yet? Did any of you guys do that yesterday at all?
No.
No.
Okay. I keep dropping this marker. Okay, so I just want to give you guys a little bit of background here before I go into the control over Zoom. Okay, so I used to be in the Carpenters Union myself. So at 18, I got out of high school and I joined that. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Opened my eyes up about the real world a whole lot. Gave me that work ethic, that perseverance, that discipline that you'll need to succeed, especially in a career that is allowing you to do whatever you want when you want. It's a lot of mental tests there. It's a big mental test. You know, you got to really have your vision in mind. You got to really know what you want. You got to come in with a chip on your shoulder like I did, leaving a $70,000 a year career with full benefits and a pension. I wasn't coming in here to mess around. Whereas some people I came in with, as soon as we weren't supervised anymore, they wanted to kick up their feet and take a break and go smoke a cigarette outside, go talk by the water cooler. And that just wasn't me, you know. So you're going to get out exactly what you put into this, as you already know. And if you give it 99%, you're typically not going to get the results you want back. You got to give it everything you have. And when it comes to the financial services industry, let's see here. One of the biggest things that you guys are going to realize is that people are going to buy three things. You know, first they're going to buy you, then they're going to buy the company, and then they're going to buy the product, right? So understand that being in the unionized insurance company that we're in, you guys already have a lot of control over Zoom already. We need to understand that these union members, most of them have devoted their whole livelihood to this career, to the union. And at the union, they're told how great it is, how good the benefits are, why we're working so hard, what the union stands for. Without unions, there was never any days off. There was never any holidays, paid vacation times, minimum and maximum working hours before you had to pay overtime. Let alone the biggest thing was safety, OSHA in the 70s, preventing people from retiring out of labor fields with cancer in their lungs and destroyed bodies and, you know, a lot of deaths on the job site. A lot. You know, before the union was really created, it was more of like a work you till you die, and when you die, we're putting you aside and we're dragging you out of the factory, and some other kid's replacing you that might be like 16 years old with no shoes on his feet. You know what I mean? So I just want to let you guys understand. I want you guys to understand that, like, the unions have done a hell of a lot for the working men and women of America. They've been able to really create the best opportunity that you can have when it comes to the labor field, or even some of these non-labor unions like the SEIU. They're more the nurses, they're more the healthcare. You can't compare to what the union can offer in those same positions non-union. So understand that your control already is very high coming in to the phone call, to the Zoom call, to everything. No one's really going to ruin that for you besides yourself. Being nervous is normal. Diarrhea out the mouth. Not memorizing your script. Saying too much. They're going to start to think, wait. Is this guy from my union? What's going on here? This is starting to become a little bit odd to me. Who's this company again? Right? So you want to be on script, and you want to keep this in mind, because control is everything. I don't think there's, besides the rapport, I don't think there's another thing out there in the sit that's going to make you get the sale besides control. And when they're in the union, they're getting told when to work, when to take their break, what their retirement's going to be, when to go out and picket and fight for what's right. So us being the only unionized insurance company in existence, you have to think of it like this, guys. And most companies, they come in, your health insurance guy, your life insurance guy, whether it's Prudential or some random company they work with, they're going to come in, they're going to slam the documents down on the desk. They're going to say, here's your options. Here's a little bit of an explanation on both. We'll be back tomorrow. You got to have a decision by then during your enrollment period, or you're not going to have any workplace coverage. It's the same idea. It's the same idea. You know, those guys and girls really don't question much when that happens to them. Some of you in here might have already gone through a career where that's happened to you. They come in, here's your options, here's what it's going to be, make a decision, we'll be back tomorrow. Right? So we got the letter of explanation letting them know that we'll be calling. We got the hard card that they filled out. we got the whole B union, bi union spirit thing rocking and rolling. It's not going to get any easier in any insurance group besides this. My man, Paul Strauss, can probably vouch for me when I say that. He's been in the insurance company for a while now. You know, he's been in the insurance industry for a while now. So, you know, with that being said, guys, understand that we just need to follow the system, and we just need to make sure that we don't lose that coming in, and we don't shy away from saying some of the things on the script that might be a little bit abrasive, might be a little bit of controlling, you know, might be a little bit of like, I don't want to say the wrong word, but like you might feel internal objections. It's normal to feel internal objections when you're brand new. I don't want to say that. I just met the guy. I think that's kind of rude if I'm telling him what we're going to do and I'm trying to tell him what to do. Like, I don't want to impose. That's what they're expecting from you. That's what they're here for. You know, that's what sales is. It's a transfer of belief. Right? So all I'm really getting at is your control is pretty high to start. And the only person that's going to lower it down is you. Your lack of confidence, your lack of energy, your lack of emotion, your lack of certainty. Now, like I said, it's normal to not have these things when you're brand new in this industry. And the only thing that's going to get those out of the way and erase those thoughts is repetition, getting the reps. No matter how I felt, no matter what the circumstances was, no matter how many hours of sleep I got, I had a job to do and I needed to go do it. It's my job to get 10 presentations a week and get 3 sales. And odds are when I did that, I was getting like 5 sales and they were really, really big. They weren't 800 ALP. So we kind of under promise and over deliver with that. So before we jump into how do you get control on Zoom and getting them on Zoom, I want you guys to understand 5 tips. I got 5 tips for you guys here, and I just got a brand new phone, so I hope they're still on my notes here. Let me double check. My phone got pickpocketed at Lollapalooza. Very unfortunate. Here, let me just pull it back up. How many of you guys how many of us are in Illinois in this room here? Just so you guys know what that's like. Have you guys been to Lollapalooza before?
Yep.
I've actually almost gotten pickpocketed before for my phone, so kind of know how you
Yeah,
feel.
you said it almost happened?
Yeah, this guy's girlfriend was like, came up to me and was like, just started grinding on me, and he just came up to me and tried to and put his hands in my pockets. I just like pushed him away. It was so weird.
Wow. That's crazy.
Hey, you
That
gotta be
is
careful of
insane.
those guys for sure.
He's got his girl grind on people for it.
Got that Mona Lisa thing working.
What'd you say, Paul?
Got that Mona Lisa thing working from Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the same. Yeah, that song is, yep, that's exactly it. That's a good comparison.
Guys, I think Jack was just trying to flex, saying that he got some girl's attention.
Where did these go, man? I had these notes. I should have realized my phone's been reset and it's not going to be in here anymore. Okay, let's see how many I can remember just by heart. So it was literally, life insurance is one of the oldest industries there is. This was something called Hugh Bell's 5 Keys to Success when selling life insurance. It was like from the 60s, but it's so accurate. Okay. The first one was I feel like was be an actor in no particular order. The second one was be enthusiastic. Surround yourself with enthusiasts. The third one was, obviously be sincere / speak with sincerity. Be an actor, be enthusiastic, be sincere. Oh man, see, I knew I'd forget the 1 or 2 of them. Got to look it up again. Be an actor, be enthusiastic, surround yourself with enthusiasts, be sincere, speak with sincerity. Don't come back to me. Don't come back to me. I got this massive boombox blowing through the wall right here. I don't know if you guys can hear that music. I'm about to go have to tell them to turn that down. Be enthusiastic, surround yourself with enthusiasts.
Speaking on number two, we always used to say nobody wants to buy insurance from a depressed salesman.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, let me go run and tell them to turn this down, guys. I apologize. It's like loud, like it's like bumping. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes, guys. What's going on?
Paul, what company did you work
Hey,
for?
can we turn this down a little bit? Just a
I
little
work
bit.
for Banker's Life
Okay,
down here in Memphis.
nice. Did you like it? What led to the change?
It was a bunch of different things. Our primary market was retirees and those approaching retirement. So our big game wasn't as much life insurance as much as it was trying to push Medicare supplement. And don't know how much you know about Medicare, but Medicare has become a commodity. So if you can't beat prices, nobody really cares. So that was our primary market, trying to get people's 401ks to roll annuities, things like that. And we got behind the eight ball as far as our marketing strategy. So shifting over into life insurance through them, going through Colonial Penn lead. And you can guess the quality of who calls the $9.99 insurance company.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it was one of those, not to mention commissions, not the best. Stick
Yeah,
rates
5
for
keys to Insurance.
policies really
Be an
weren't that
actor,
great either.
be enthusiastic. No,
Gotcha.
I'm in this training class. I can't. Austin, nice to meet you. Good. Taylor, nice to meet you. Zach? Zach, okay. How you doing, Zach? Vince? What's Abraham? Nice to meet you. I'm Vince. Oh, sorry, Ryan. You kind of like matched in with the. Hey, Mace, go. No, I'm kidding. Go pound. Yeah, go pound salt. All right. I don't know if you guys heard that the whole time. I had to go through a whole minefield of people to get out of there. Guys, I remembered one last one though. It was definitely let yourself go as well. Okay. And let yourself go is a huge one, especially when you're brand new. So one of these two I jumbled might be the fifth one, but either way, I know it's going to come back to me by the end of this meeting. And these will be really key as we go over things in this meeting here. I know you probably, is the green okay? Can you guys see that a little bit? Okay, good. So guys, back to the matter at hand, right? Control over Zoom, getting them on Zoom. Okay. So there's something we got to understand about getting them on Zoom. And, the first thing is it's control. The control starts on the phone call when you're booking the appointment. Okay. So when you're booking the appointment, you give them this confirmation code. When they get on Zoom right away, they're going to be thinking, if they're anything like above age 35, like anybody that's normal, most of our clientele base is not used to being on Zoom. They're going to think, who the hell is this? Why are we over a computer right now? And like, what's going on? They're going to be like, all these questions are going to be in their head. So the best way to beat objections, the best way to beat an objection, whether it's for a close or a sale, is proactively. Always remember that. How do I tell the client this, and this without just telling them straight up and being abrasive? It's proactively. Okay. So when they hop on, instead of them wondering who I am, and then they get on Zoom and I'm like, imagine if they got on Zoom and I'm just like, hi, you Joe? Hey, Joe, I'm Vince. Nice to meet you. Hey, it's a really nice home. How long have you been living there? Okay. Do you got any family around? Any kids in the area? Oh, okay. How about your dad? How's his health? They're going to be like, what the is, I apologize, guys. I swear a little bit. This is recording and I think it goes on YouTube. So I'm going to try to like not swear, but they're going to literally be asking themselves, what the F is this? What's going on? Why is this guy I've never met before asking me all these questions? and talking to me like we're like meeting at a bar, right? So instead, this is how you take control. This is how you have that professionalism. You establish it right away. Hey, Joe. Hey, how you doing, Joe? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Awesome. Real quick, before we get into everything, I just need to make sure that I'm talking to the real Joe. Go ahead and grab that quality control number that I gave you over the phone, just so I know it's you. So now instead of him coming on and being all in control and being like, what's going on here? What is this? And him making, these remarks and this, that, and the other, thinking down on you, it's flipped. Now he's like, oh, I guarantee you guys, every time you say that, they're going to get off their couch. They're going to be like, oh, the number. Oh, okay. And they'll go run all over the place. It's upstairs. Do I got to get it? Yeah. Yep. Got to make sure we know it's really you before we go over these important benefits. They're going to go run and get it. That's control. They're doing things for you. Back when we did in-home presentations, it was taking your shoes off in the house when you stepped into the door, because they would tell you, you don't got to take your shoes off. Don't worry about that. I would be like, no. My mom would beat my butt if I didn't. Oh man, I can't control this guy. I told him to leave his shoes on. He's taking them off. Then after I take my shoes off, I'm like, hey, real quick, the wife's home, right? Yeah, honey, get the wife. Hey, if we could just use your table, make things a whole lot quicker and easier. Took me a while to get this, but this is what I was taught. It just took me a little bit to get used to it, because it's not normal. It's kind of abrasive. It's like some swagger type stuff. You got to have a little bit of some ego going here. You got to have like that, like you got to be an actor and let yourself go for the sake of that client and for the sake of your, sale as well. But, our motto is serve, not sell. So it's not all about that. So we get them to the table, I would move things around, these big fake bottles, buckets of fruit. I would scooch them over. Can I move that here? Okay. Can you guys sit to the right of me? He'll make things a whole lot quicker and easier. I'm right-handed. Joe's like usually in the one chair where Joe eats, the dad chair. You guys all know, like the dad chair at the dinner table. Like I make his ass get right out of the dad chair, because I need to get in the dad chair today, because I need you guys to sit to the right of me. And they'll do it, because from these first minute of knowing you, for all they know, you're with their union and you have valuable benefits that they signed up for. No reason to question you. No reason to be like, what does this guy think he's doing? Like, nah, that guy's representing my union. That's my livelihood. That's the whole reason I even have this chair and this table right here. Makes sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, over Zoom, it's just going to happen a little bit differently. And it's by getting him to go get that number. And when they get on, if they're sitting on their couch and laying around and they look like they're just about to like take a nap and watch a movie, and they got this little like selfie thing going with their phone, first of all, I try to push them on the phone when I book them to get a laptop. Do you have a laptop or a smartphone or a tablet? Don't be like, or is it just a cell phone? They're going to be like, yeah, I'll just use my cell phone. Now, do you have a laptop or a tablet? Yeah, but it's like over there. I got to dig it out. It doesn't work. Okay, do your best to dig it out and get it to work, because it's going to make things a whole lot quicker and easier. And you're going to be able to see me and hear me a lot better for the benefits. It's the same thing as having them sit to the right of you. Same thing. Right? So now they get on, they're not on their laptop. I'm going to be like, did you have a laptop? Oh yeah, go get that laptop. If they don't, they just have their phone. That's fine too. But you better make sure that they know to zoom in on your face, make you the biggest square on Zoom. Do you guys know how to do that? Top right of the screen, it says gallery view, speaker view. You want to tell them to put it on speaker view. Because this business is so much about that emotional contagion. It's so much about that transfer of belief. We need maximum audio and we need maximum visual. And you're getting the exact opposite on a freaking smartphone. So you guys got to push for the laptop for sure. And you got to have a nice webcam. And it's got to be set up right. It's got to be level with you where, it's not looking up at your face like that. It's looking straight at you like a news anchor, and you're cut out to the right of it like a proper picture frame would, like a news anchor would, and the background's over here. Your board's right here. Like if I was doing a presentation in this room, I would move this thing over a little bit to the edge of that frame, and I would stand here the whole time. I mean, it wouldn't look this crooked because I would move the whole thing over, but you guys understand what I'm doing here. Speaking loud. My voice is changing every couple seconds. I'm pretty loud right now. Do you guys really think I walk around talking to people like this in the office? Do you think I go around like I'm going to get my hair cut at 3? Do you think I'm going to go in there and be like, hey, Ricardo, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, today I want the low bald fade. Like, no, I don't. This isn't normal. But if I was in here talking like this the whole time, as many words per minute that are coming out of my freaking mouth, and I stayed at this tone the entirety of these 2 hours, y'all would be freaking sleeping after like 30 minutes. Okay, so side note, speak with sincerity, be enthusiastic, huge, huge. Words will be missed if you do not. And we cannot afford a single word to be missed when we're trying to transfer belief and sell a need for a product. Make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Before I finish up the whole, grab the number and getting control over Zoom and everything, can anyone tell me what they think the average attention span is in America? Let's
And
hear
in
some
like
guesses.
5 seconds.
You said 5 seconds. That's a little bit lower, but you're on the right track. Who else has a good guess?
It's like 2 or 3 minutes, isn't it? Max.
Okay, good guess. So it's 8 seconds.
What?
It's 8 seconds. You don't believe me, Google it. Here, I'll Google it now. This stuff's just burned in my head. Average attention span. America 2020. I'm sorry. The results, no, wait, I'm still right. The results showed the average person's attention span was 12 seconds. About 15 years later, it dropped to 8 seconds as of 2020. Okay. Another thing that's going to blow your mind. Okay. If you guys will ever check on something else along these lines, our script is, whether you got the short one, the long one, the in-between one, whatever it may be, there's a good 10,000 words in there, 8,000 words in there. The average human being can speak around 180 to 200 words per minute. So when I speak about enthusiastic, changing your voice, being an actor, flipping that switch and keeping that actor persona for a full hour and a half, it's not going to come easy. It's going to take you trying to purposefully keep it that way for that long, and it's going to hurt your freaking mouth. Your jaw is going to feel like you've worked it out after your 2 weeks here. That's good. We want that. You want to feel it moving in different ways. I never smiled this big before in my life because I hated my smile. But when I started saying the things we needed to do, like, Joe, get your ass off this couch and get to your kitchen table and grab a pen and paper, prop your phone up and a phone charger. That way we can make sure we go. I'm smiling and you can't deny it. Smiling and looking in somebody's eyes, the windows of their soul, you can pretty much convince someone to do a lot of things by smiling. Like, you can say a lot of abrasive things with a smile and people aren't going to take it like that bad. Like, you ever hear like how girls, like Ronnie probably understands this. She's one of the females in the room. Like, they're like, Ronnie, you look so good today. Like, you're so good, Ronnie, so good. You look so amazing. And Ronnie's like, not that kind of, she's like, oh, shut up, Becca. Just shut up. Like, straight up just says, shut up. If she was like, shut up, Becca, they'd be like, oh, Jesus. All right, Ronnie, calm down. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that if you feel a little bit like bad and you feel a little bit of an internal objection about saying some of these things, just understand you just got to say it with a smile and present it the right way. If you guys could sit to the right of me, if I could just sit down there real quick, that'd be great. It'd make things a whole lot quicker and easier. Everybody wants something that's going to be quicker and easier, especially today.
Hey, if you can make the stupidity close smooth over with a smile, you can do anything to work with a smile. You ever heard of the stupidity close?
No.
That's when clients on the fence. I've used this one once before for a really stubborn client, but Basically, you got the clients on the fence. The wife basically wants it, but the husband just isn't down for it. So you made it through like 5 objections, still can't get through to them. So finally, you go with, there are only 2 types of people that I really can't help in this industry. First is someone with a poverty problem, someone that doesn't make enough money to be able to take these benefits. The second one is someone with a stupidity problem. And sir, you do not have a poverty problem. And that's the stupidity close.
And then you're smiling that whole time, right?
Yep, you got to smile the whole time, man.
Yeah. Gotta give them that little
And
bit
they either kick you out or they go ahead and sign up.
Yeah, and you'll start to get really good and fluent with this to where your partners that are around you. I know Ronnie's like talking to someone right now, whoever, friends, family, they're gonna be like my ex that I was dating when I started here, she was always like, why do you keep saying, does that make sense? She's like, why do you keep like, I would just be like, come home and be like, all right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, that, and the other. And I'm talking with my hands and I'm moving my mouth. And she's like, babe, you sound like freaking Geo. Can you please stop? Like, I'm like, that's just what it is. Like, you're gonna it's gonna be playing in your brain and your sleep. Like, that's how much you're gonna want to get this down. Like any trade, you have to do the reps so you can get comfortable. And that's the biggest thing when you're brand new, you're not comfortable. So you're going to say things that you don't want to. You're going to accidentally make mistakes, even though you can rip that script perfectly in the mirror alone. When you get into the sit, oh no, oh man, the lights are on. It's like a boxer. He can hit the bag and be a beast on the bag all day. You get in there, someone punches you in the face. Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. So get these reps out of the way, guys. And just embrace and look forward to failing, because it's not going to be perfect. It will get better once you get more comfortable, because nothing will get you nervous and you'll be able to just sit back with ease and spew it and even add your own little personal touches into it and be your own unique little lethal tool for sure. So back to the matter at hand though, guys, when we're talking about the words per minute and everything like that, we need to have voice flux. It needs to happen. Voice and inflection, it's called. I've been through so many sits where at the very end, they're like, wait, what? They're like, you want us to pick an option? Well, I didn't know we were going to go through this today. And I'm like, Mary, I told you 7 times, I told you 7 times. But I go back to the recording and I'm dry. I'm like this. I'm like, all right, guys. So what we're going to do today can't happen. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay.
I'm good.
Finishing up the control over Zoom. He goes and grabs that quality control number. He gives it to you. If they're on the couch, politely and smile and ask them, hey, Joe, okay, great. So you must be Joe. You must be Mary. If you guys could go ahead and get to a table somewhere where you can prop the phone up and take some notes. We're going to be going over a lot of important information. And I want to make sure you don't miss anything. And then inside, when you're brand new, you're like, oh, you're like, fingers crossed. You're like, wait. And then they go and do it. And you're like, wow, that was easy. Well, okay. So get them to a table. Never do a sit where they're laying down like that. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. They go to the table, and then you kind of go ahead and get started. And we'll kind of go into, rapport now, right? But understand that all that stuff was controlled. Get them to a table, tell them what to do, get them to grab that confirmation number. It's not who I am. I'm not going to let you just sit here and wonder who I am and think negatively of me or suspiciously of me. Joe, I need to know who the hell you are. I don't know who you go grab your number and verify who you are. I know who I am. I got your benefits. I got your card. Don't let these people make you feel like their stuff don't stink. But getting into rapport now, a lot of times we look at that script and it's like I was saying earlier, like, oh, nice home. How long have you been there? Oh, okay. You got any kids around? It's like, what are you going to come kidnap my children? You know what I mean? You guys got to be strategic with this stuff. There's strategic rapport. Okay. And a lot of it is going to come back to letting yourself go, being enthusiastic, being an actor, speaking with sincerity. You guys are sometimes going to get people that are going to just want to be like, I've lived here for 10 years. I have 5 kids. I work in the carpenters union. I like to go to the casino. You're just gonna be like, ooh, well, it's been 30 seconds and I'm out of questions. We might as well go ahead and get started. Here's what we're gonna do today. Worst thing you can do. Worst thing you can do. I don't care if you got to sit there and talk about like Lollapalooza or something. You got to get back on track. There needs to be some sort of like connection during rapport to where they buy you. It doesn't all have to happen in rapport. It can sprinkle into the rest of the sit if you're obviously, aware enough, but odds are you guys are brand new. You're just worrying about saying those words in the script and you're shitting bricks until you get away from that sit. I remember, don't worry. Okay, so I want to use another analogy here. Okay, I'm sure a lot of us went to college and I'm sure a lot of us went to high school. I won't even waste time asking, but I want to ask you guys, I think me and Paul went over this in our final interview. If you can remember back, how many of you guys had a teacher that you absolutely hated? Like it sucked. They were the worst, right? Yeah, awesome, right? At the same respect, we have a teacher that we loved, okay? Did you guys learn more with the teacher that you loved, or did you learn more with the teacher that you hated?
Love.
Loved.
One you loved, right? Would everybody agree with that statement?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So that's what's going to happen here in this presentation. Think of the teacher that you don't like. They come right into class. I remember mine. Her name was Mrs. Ronaday. It was my algebra teacher. She'd come right in and she would get right to the homework. I never did homework. She would scold me every time. Vincent, you didn't do your homework. She would start just ripping me a new one. Why? Why don't you do your work? What is wrong with you? What is your problem? I'm going to give you detention. I'm going to send you down to the office. I'm just like, oh my God. I go through so much already. We're a kid. We think we're going through it's so hard, like you're going to really, I just got more and more and more upset and more distant from her every time. And it honestly motivated me to not listen at all. I couldn't even convince myself to get involved and interested in what she was teaching because of just that way that she portrayed herself turned me off. Right now, teacher I like, cool ass guy, football coach too. I didn't even play football with him for that long, but after class, hey, Vince, come here real quick. What's going on at home? Why aren't you getting your homework done? What's happening? Tell me how you feel. Let me relate to you. Let me show you I understand. Let me show you I'm just like you. I'm the same person. I'm here for your best interest, Vince. Now I'm excited to get to his class. Now I'm trying to go out of my way to get his homework done because I don't want to let him down. Now I learned everything about astronomy that I needed to know. Loved it. Great. He taught you about space, the stars, the galaxies, everything. Science, right? Made it fun. Voice was always going up and down like this. Then he would get it higher. What are you doing? What do you got? Hemorrhoids? Why are you standing up? Sit down. Made it fun, loud, soft, up and down, all over the place, charismatic, an actor, let himself go, spoke with sincerity when he needed to after class, showed he cared. So you need to try to do these things during rapport and throughout the sit. Because odds are, if you don't, that 8-second attention span, that 1,000 word, that a couple hundred words a minute are going to get lost. And so will a sale. So if these things don't work out for you, you want to pick and dig and dig and dig and keep asking questions that are going to get him to start to tell you more about himself, not only with the 5 questions, but with his family, his occupation, what he does for fun. That's all inside of those questions. But sometimes people aren't going to answer all those. So you want to, I'll tell you what, you want to make it about you as well a little bit. Family, occupation, recreation, me. Right. So if someone could practice with me real quick, try to be all one-worded answer, and I'll show you kind of how we can pry that out, and I can kind of pry out what I want him to say to honestly not only promote the rapport, but it's going to promote me liking him. I start to get really good 3 months in, 2 months in, I start to really understand the psychology. I knew the certain questions I wanted to ask before my rapport was over. I had the carpenters union thing in my background. I had the whole coming up working class thing in my background. Oh, this generation today, they don't know what they're talking about. I had all that, right? And these people would eat it up. They were like, yeah, I'll tell you what, my dad was a union mine worker. Oh, there we go. Now I just had a whole side tangent about United Mine Workers of America and how it's a dying breed, and hoorah, hell yeah, brother, be union, buy union, right? You guys all have something inside of you that's the same thing. You can start to use and activate and pry out of them on purpose. Looks like we lost Ronnie. Not sure where she went. But who can be my volunteer? Chase, you want to be my volunteer?
Yeah.
All right, so just be all bland with me. If I start, all right, Joe. So glad you got to a table. Chase, glad you got to. Now this is let's see here. So I'm gonna yada yada yada. He sits down. Wow, Chase, you're in the kitchen. That's a very nice. That looks like a nice kitchen. Did you just remodel that?
No, it's been like this for like a year. So
Oh, it's been like this for a year. Oh, so you must have remodeled it like last year though, right?
yeah.
Oh, cool. Did you do that whole subway tile look on the back there?
I actually did a little bit. Yeah, that's the one I liked.
Okay. All right. It looks good, man. It looks nice. And the whole time I'm typing on my computer, I'm organizing things. I'm punching in their card. You don't just want to hop on and be like, I'm so, you built all this busy. We got to get you on the schedule. We got to get you down. We've been here for this long. We need to see you now. And then you hop on Zoom and you're like, hey man, what's going on? Like, no, man, you got to look busy. You got to look busy. I'm glad we caught you today. You were one of the 7 members we had on our schedule. It's been crazy. If you can see my paper schedule, I haven't even had a second to stop. I'm going to go grab a water real quick. Excuse me. Awesome. Yep. They're thinking, man, this guy's busy. He's important and he's in control. You guys need to write that down. Busy, important, and in control. That's who's going to win. And when they know that you're like that, whole lot of stuff is going to work out in your favor now, because they know how it is to be busy and they know how it is to be in control. A lot of these guys are busy as all hell. They're busting their asses every day, and girls. So they'll respect that coming from you. This guy's exhausting himself, sitting down with 8 to 11 families a day just to get us out this stuff. Admirable. Now combined with his rapport, and I understand that he's like me, we value the same things. I'm ready to listen. Right. So we go into the subway tile. I'm asking, oh, man, you did that yourself? He said, yeah, that looks really good. How long you been doing that for? Oh, okay. Just a couple things around the house. I know, when I was working my 9-to-5 job, as soon as I got home at 5 o'clock, I always had so many plans to remodel a certain part of the house. And it seems like it just never gets done. Right, Chase?
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Right. But that looks like a nice home in general, though. How long have you lived there?
About 6 years now.
6 years. Okay. Awesome. Now, I know you're over there and looks like Des Plaines, Illinois. Did you grow up in Des Plaines your whole life?
Yeah, no, I'm actually from Glenview.
Oh, you're from Glenview? Okay, awesome. That's a nicer area, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I know you guys probably got up there to raise your kids in a better environment, huh?
Yeah, didn't want them to be like these stuck-up rats in Glenview. Right. So now he laughs, I laugh. We're starting. It's getting good, right? I'm going to proceed through the rest of the questions like this. Okay, Glenview. Where'd you live before Glenview? Okay, so I elaborated into 3 different questions off of the first one, which is nice home. How long have you been here? And it makes it that much easier to transition into the next question. Okay, Glenview, did you have any brothers or sisters in the area for Glenview, or you just like all alone over there? Only child? Yeah, I had 2 siblings over there.
2 siblings over there? That's great. How old are they? Are they your age?
Yeah, they're a little younger. One of them's 28, the other one's 26.
Okay, right. What do they do? Right. We get into that. Oh, now you can talk about you a little bit. Oh, I used to do that. I know what it's like. Relate. Not only, like I said, are you getting the rapport going good and you're getting them to like you, but it's also helping you like them. And when you like them and you care about them, that's what you need to really get the passion to close this deal. That's what you need to recommend the best options. That's what you need to convey the best tone and the best verbiage for this family. You need to like them. You need to care about them. You see their little baby rolling around with its little blue eyes, whatever eyes it has, and you're just thinking, man, this reminds me of my brother. He's just a fellow union worker making minimum wage, just trying to do what he can and raise a family, and it's starting to hit you home, and it's going to make you have a lot better time as well. Until the close comes and they tell you, the odd chance that you
have that great of a relationship, you don't want to skip you don't want to pass that line of being friend zoned either. Like, I'm not going to carry this shit on too long. I'm going to cut it eventually. We're going to go on to the next question. Carpenters Union, how long you been there for? You must bust your ass. Absolutely. Yeah. When you retiring? Coming up soon? Great. I'm leading the conversation, guys. I'm always leading the conversation. They're never leading it. I'm the teacher. They're the student. Some of you guys are young, and that's a huge concern. You look young, so we got to sound old. We got to talk old. We got to act old. And if you're in person, my coach used to tell me, smell professional, professional. You got to look, talk, smell, dress professional. Mo, you see Mo closing down all these deals. If you're in the group me, Mo's like the most baby-faced guy out here. He's in a suit and tie. I would tell people in my sits when I was brand new that I was 29. I was 23, 22. I'm like, guys, term and whole life. Let's say you're 35, almost my age. I'm not quite there yet. I'm 29. Let's say you're paying $60 a month, and I'd be like cringing, ready for them to like look at each other. Like a few times, the husband and wife would be like, like what? So, but that stuff, that's what helps. Gio, when he was really good at this, he would start to say things like this before the needs analysis. He would say, all right, guys, or before term and whole life, he would say, guys, there's about 6 or 7 videos. I'm not going to bore you with those. I could sum this up. It'll make a whole lot more sense and be a lot quicker. Does that sound familiar? Same thing as the table, right? Whole lot more sense, whole lot quicker, easier. And honestly, guys, I teach these subjects for a living now. Annuity specialist, financial advisors back in home office, and even some of my up and coming trainees like Vince here. And I'd sit there and be like, you do not teach any annuity specialists, But until I really got to know him and I really figured out who Gio was, I believed that stuff. I was like, Gio, you're 29 and you teach annuity? He's like, no. I'm like, what? I'm like, I thought that was real. He's like, no, but that's how good it is though, right? If we got to do a little bit of a fabrication on our age and credibility just to get the client protected, it's very much going to be worth it. Because they're not going to be seen by too many other guys. We got to understand, guys, these leads are our leads. They're not shared with anybody else. They're not bought from a vendor. They're our leads. Jake from State Farm is not going to go find Joe. If you don't go sell Joe, he might never get another chance to do it again. Or even worse, his health changes and now he can't qualify by the time someone comes around again, or he freaking dies. And it happens. It happens. If you guys got to go through what I went through to get this through your head, I went through someone denying me on the front porch. That's okay, Junior. I don't need my policy reviewed. He was painting his porch. I said, when's the last time you had one? I don't need one. I don't need you guys out here trying to up my insurance or anything like that. I'm like brand new. I'm like a rookie. I'm like, all right, Joe. I'm like, you sure, man? I'm like, all right, yeah, no problem. I walk away. I leave that dude. His daughter was on the porch too. His daughter calls me 4 months later because I gave her my card. And the dude died. He passed away. Him and his wife at the same time. His wife passed first, then he passed. She's crying. She's a mess. Can we still get that $40,000 that he had? I'm like, oh, absolutely. Called the company. Oh, Mr. Masseri, it looks like they canceled these over the phone about 3 years ago. I'm like, are you, what? Yeah, they canceled these back in 2016. You didn't know that? I'm like, no, because I never even got to do this sit because he kept telling me he doesn't need to do it. He knows what he has and he knows how it all works. Hasn't been seen in years. I drove all the way out to his house. Lost to internal objections, being too nice, not pushing the envelope for the greater good of the client. The reason I bring internal objections up is because when you're brand new, that's going to be a lot of the things that stop you from the success. If you have these internal objections, you have to go hear a story like that or ask your manager why we're doing the things that you're having objections on so that you can be at ease with them and proceed how you need to for the sake of the client. But anyway, guys, so we get through the rapport, right? I can pry. I can make him, say what I want him to say. Then I switch to the wife, never give it all to the husband, give it to the wife just as much. A lot of times these wives, you know, or even sometimes when the wife wears the pants, the husband, you focus on who's wearing the pants more. The person that doesn't wear the pants is going to hate you. Like I've gotten to the end of a sale before and she's, oh, don't ask me, Vince. You haven't asked me a single question the whole time. So I know you don't care what I think. I'm like, oh God, I'm like, Jesus. Whoops. So give it to both, guys. Make sure you share the love. Share the love. But you finish up rapport, and like I said, you got to end it. If it's going on too long and you get friend zoned, they're not going to take you seriously. They're going to be like, oh, that sounds good, Vince. We love you. We appreciate you. You really opened our eyes. We got to get this done, but we just can't do it today, man. Really, really like you, man. You did a great job today, son. It's like they're sunning you or something. It's like you just did all that work. You want to, I used to get out of those sits and be like, damn it. It was that whole rant we went on about partying, or it's that whole rant we went on about this, that. Like, we can't lose momentum. We still got to be able to talk. Okay, Joe, I could probably talk to you all day, but I do got around 12 other members to get to, and I'm not sure if I have enough time to do so if I keep talking. But I could probably talk to you all night. You seem like a great family. Oh, no, go ahead, Vince. Sorry about that. So, guys, what we're going to do today, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Do you remember filling out this 3x5 yellow card? Oh, yeah, that's me. Okay. Do you remember receiving this letter of explanation from your president that talks about what we're going to do today? No? Okay. Now you're going to pull out your screen share. You're going to screen share. And if you guys have a Windows computer, which you all should, there's that Windows document viewer that is run through Internet Explorer. If you don't have Adobe downloaded, it's going to bring up an Internet Explorer to view the document. There's a little pen in the top right. The pen's going to have a highlighter feature and a laser pointer feature, I think, as well. No, forgive me. The PowerPoints have the laser pointer and the highlighter. The picture, the Internet Explorer, the PDF viewer via Internet Explorer will have a highlighter as well. So as you're going through things, you want to highlight them as you go. It just says right here at the top, you see you got the local Teamsters stamp right there. It says, dear member, as a dues paying member or retiree of the local 10, you have a policy, a no cost insurance policy provided jointly through American Income Life and the Teamsters Local 10, a 100% union label company serving working families just like yours. So that's a mouthful. I don't want to go any longer than that. Remember the attention span. That was 8 seconds. I'm going to change up. I'm going to get my voice louder. I'm not going to read this whole letter. They're not going to get it. Now, then it just kind of goes over some of the no-cost benefits there, guys. And then at the very bottom, it just says, in solidarity, Richard Trumka, your president. You know Rich, right? Right, exactly. He's the one that signed off on these benefits. And then beneath his signature, it just lets you know an AIL representative who is a member of the local 277 will call on you to deliver your certificate of coverage, provide your no-cost benefits, and witness your beneficiary designation. Does that make sense, Joe? If you ever feel yourself doing a run-on sentence too long and they're looking around and they're looking down, they're looking up, you got to have that emotional, intelligence. You got to realize if they're not looking at you, they're not listening. Stop what you're saying. Like, be union, buy union. Can you still, I'm sorry, Joe, can you still hear me okay? You know, like when Ronnie left the screen, what did I say? Oh, looks like we lost Ronnie. Ronnie probably heard that and was like, shit. Probably wanted to run back, right? So that's what you got to do to Joe. I'm sorry, Joe, I see you're not looking. Can you still hear me okay? Oh, no, I can hear you okay. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Sorry, I was just zoning out a little bit. Yeah. Obviously, we don't want you to zone out, you know? So be union, buy union spirit. And then here's the kicker, guys. At the very bottom of these letters, you get them in your, you know, ask your manager. They're there. They're with every lead we have. There's a letter. It will say they also set up additional permanent insurance benefits through your union and AIL as well that you have to qualify for in a be union, buy union spirit. Then it says at the end, available strictly on a voluntary basis. That's where I strictly stop sharing my screen before they read that part. Because I don't want them to see that it's voluntary. If everything that consumers bought was up to them to do it, there wouldn't be a lot of things in this world that we have right now. You go to a car dealership, you don't, if we just let you waltz around the lot aimlessly, oh, that thing looks cool. Well, that's a cool color. you probably end up leaving there because you don't know what to do. You don't know which one to buy. You'd end up leaving. And so we don't want it to sound voluntary. Again, we want it to be like the other jobs where we lay this out. Here's your choices. Let's get it done. That part is so huge because that right there is not you. We have something in our pocket at AIL that we're able to use that other companies don't, called third-party selling, like third-party tie downs. It's not me telling you that we have these benefits and that you need to make a decision today. It's the union telling you. It's the company telling you. You have plenty of things that are going to show them that. That takes the pressure off you and it puts it on the company. It puts it on the system. People buy that. But when you're telling and telling, it's not selling. Telling is not selling. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, sales is a transfer of belief. They believe that you're here to get them squared away with their benefits, like the letter says. Everybody's doing it, Joe. Everybody's getting signed up. Everybody goes with option B. Do you see why the union saw that as a concern? Do you see why the union saw that as a concern? Do you see why the union set this up for you? Problem, concern. Problem, concern. There's problems that the union has. We're here for the solution. Problem, solution. Problem, solution. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. Which option fits your needs the best? A, sir. They're used to it by now. You're telling them to do things. You're getting the yeses. You get enough yeses, then you're going to get the yes for the sale too. Go get your check. Yes. Sign here. Yes. Boom. $1,000 in your pocket. Now, guys, I don't want you to be intimidated. I don't want you to think I'm some like whiz or like wizard or like I'm some like obsessed like psycho of sale. I'm not. This is just stuff that you're going to find in any career when you get the reps in. So if you can't get all this and present it and get it down, I don't expect you to. It's going to come over time. It's going to take you around 90 days to get a really good, comfortable feeling here. You know, Tommy already went through this with you guys on Monday, but it's going to take 100 presentations before you really even start. It's like my apprenticeship in the Carpenters Union. I paid $500 for a stack of books I never used. And I learned everything on the job site doing the reps, nothing in school. And it took me a good 4 years before I could be considered a journeyman and get paid top dollar. When I was first brand new, I thought to myself, when I saw these journeymen doing work, I'm like, holy shit, I will never be able to do that. That is insane skill right there and strength. I will mess that up. I cannot do that. 2-3 years goes by, I'm doing all the things that journeymen are doing my second year because I put myself in the situations that other apprentices didn't. When they said, which apprentice wants to come with me today to go hang off the side of the building that's a mile up in the sky, I said, me. I put myself in the situations that others didn't. You guys need to do the things that other trainees aren't going to do. You guys need to study long nights and obsess over it. And, you know, if you saw that video of Drake earlier, like he was at some awards, he was saying like the how I did this, how I got this far was like obsessing over making it happen, making it work, and fearing that this blessed opportunity might get dropped someday. This is my doctor, and he's been trying to call me for like 2 days now. I'm gonna tell him real quick. Hey, good man. Hey, I'm in the. I didn't know exactly when you'd be calling. I'm in the middle of a training class right now. It's actually live. Would you be able to give me a holler in like an hour or like maybe 30 minutes or? All right, thanks, my man. Bye. Control right there before you could even say something. Hey, let me tell you something. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Either way, though, you know, side note, do the things that others aren't going to do, and you're going to get the results that others aren't getting. You know, people would come up to me after like I was done with Geo and I was writing these big deals, and they would be like, "What's the secret? What's the sauce? What's the magic trick?" It's like I'm just obsessing over doing exactly what Geo showed me he was doing. If he can do it, I can do it. I can do whatever I put my mind to. I don't feel bad for myself because that's what Geo had to go through. You know, little did I know when I started seeing other teams that nobody else was training me like Geo was. Geo had me up all night, driving an hour to 2 hours in the morning, I mean, it was crazy. Kind of like Paul's grind right now. Paul works like a few jobs. He's up all night, working a second shift. He's coming in here in the morning. And pretty soon when he's writing his own deals, he's not going to need to do that. But for now, he's doing the things that others aren't willing to do to be successful. Watch what happens. Watch what whoever the higher power you guys believe in is going to give this man. Somebody's always watching, guys. In this business, we like to call it the grind gods. So that's the letter of explanation, guys. You start off with that. You kind of introduce it. We're going to go through these benefits. There's even additional ones we're going to set you up with. You ask him if that makes sense. The worst thing he can say right there is what? What are you guys scared of? I know it already.
No.
No, I don't need any additional insurance. No, I don't want to buy anything. Jerry, what would you say if somebody said that after you told them there's also additional benefits? My job to go through both parts of the program. Hey, Jerry, I don't want to be rude, man, but I already got life insurance. I don't need that stuff.
That's no problem. These benefits are actually free. They're already provided for you through the union.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Right? Okay, good. So I was expecting someone to flop and be like, okay, no problem. You know, but what you want to say too, like if you want to add one thing to that, Jerry, okay, no problem. There's, these have already been set up for you, paid for by the union. And also for the additional ones, there's a needs analysis to determine whether you even need anything or not.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Jerry? Jerry goes, yeah. And then I go, and here, I take it away. Every time I mention the additional benefits, I take it away. And honestly, Joe, they're at a union negotiated rate. I don't even know if you can qualify. Whether you can or not makes no difference to me. Just my job to go over both parts of the program. Okay. After this letter, you're gonna close the screen. You're gonna say, guys, now, did you mention if you made it to any of the meetings where they talked about the benefit program? Okay, and you're gonna go into your what we're gonna do today, the why we're there. Okay. Let's hear your why we're there. Who thinks they got the best why we're there down up in here? Ooh, nervous.
I'll go. I'm
Nervous.
just
Chase,
trying to
let's
think
go,
where
buddy.
is
I
it?
love it.
Where
Take
is it?
initiative.
Why we're there. Okay, yeah. I gotcha. Do you want me to start with have you made it to any of the meetings?
Yes.
All right. Now, Joe, did you mention over the phone where you'd made it to any of the meetings where they discussed your benefit package? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, great.
I can't remember though. Refresh my memory.
Okay, just to make sure you're caught up. So they actually set you up with 4 no-cost benefits, one of which is that insurance policy that goes to Mary. God forbid something were to happen to you, Joe. Now, Mary, God forbid something does happen to Joe, you would not call up the union asking where that insurance policy is. You would call up our company because we are the only 100% unionized insurance company. We are the ones responsible for paying out that death claim. So like I said, there's 4 no-cost benefits, one of which is, oh, I skipped the letter of explanation. Shit, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I was getting ahead
You're
of
going
mine.
good. You're going
All right.
good. I know you already would have crushed that. Don't even worry. So that's perfect. I would have said everything he did. And I would have said, reason being is because we're the only unionized insurance company. That's why they set you up with additional permanent insurance benefits as well. Those you have to qualify for, I take it away. I don't even know if you can, whether you can or not. No difference to me. We just got to make sure we make that decision today. Boom. Right. You guys go. Your boy Chase just did his why we're there. I say hello to this crew.
Hey, Gio.
Henry. Paul's a dog. That's my man right there.
And then we have Chase, which is a true line. And then we have Ronnie, just met you officially. So, hey, listen to this guy, knows what he's talking about. He's going over what?
Right now, I was just going over what we're going to do today.
And
And he just did ours pretty well.
I told him everything he knows. So you just listen to him. He's going to do it the same way we all do it. No, just good. All right. Sounds good, man. Hey, have a good training class. Talk again.
I already told him you taught me everything I know. All right. But either way, guys, so that's kind of why we're there. The biggest thing about that why we're there, though, is just that passion and that conviction and just really emphasizing the different words. Like when I'm going over like now they set you up with 4 no cost benefits, I got a little bit more of a smile. I'm a little bit quicker. But then when I go over now, that's why they set you up with additional benefits as well that we have to qualify for. I slow down, the voice changes because I don't want them to miss that part. I don't care if I got to repeat that thing like twice, 3 times. I've seen Gio do it before. They'll look at him like, he'll be like at the end of his why we're there, he'll be like, does that make sense? And they'll be like, kind of. And he'll be like, okay, just to make sure we're on the same page. There's 4 no cost, he'll literally do it again, but quicker. And they can't get mad at you because it was quicker and it was like, it really helped them. It made more sense that second time around. It's normal for you to look like you're really adamant about your job. It's normal for you to look like you're really, just proud and prideful of what you're doing. And we can't miss a single letter. We can't miss a single part. Joe, if you could do me a favor, I can't really hear anything. I just hear that TV. Could you go ahead and turn the TV down so we can go over, or so we can, so I can hear you? I want to make sure you don't miss anything. This is very important. Stuff like that throughout the pitch. It's going to make them be confident in you. They might not like it at first, but at the end, when they're looking at parting ways with you for the rest of their life with a monthly check, they want somebody like that. They want a lion. They want a lady dog. They want a lady lion, a lioness. They want somebody that's going to have that little bit of ego and swag that they can trust. Like that dude, I can trust him. He's obsessed. He cares about me deeply and he cares about what he does. He's very passionate about it. Right. So, guys, that why we're there has got to be crisp. It's got to be up and down on the right parts. And don't worry, you'll see when the people are looking away and you'll start to know where you're messing up. That's why you got to listen to your own sits. You got to record your stuff, go back through it. Last thing any of us want to do is listen to ourselves. I know it's tough. I get it. But guys, to wrap up after that, why we're there, you really just go into the ratings. And then after the ratings, you're scot-free. Right? So all in this intro, they've bought you, you've gained control, and they've also bought the company and the credibility of the company. They think this is a unique experience exclusively for them, which it is. And by the time you're done mentioning the whole union, you're going to get these at a union rate. We don't advertise, it saves us a lot of money. If you really hit these points right with the right passion and conviction, by the end of that intro, they're going to be like, what is in this damn folder? Can you open that folder and go through these benefits already? Because I'm chomping at the bit. I want to know what's going on here. Like after my ratings, people were like, I used to be like, when I really felt the Gio come out of me, when I really emulated my trainer, because at first I'm like released. I'm like, all right, now I'm not with Gio. I don't got to do all those extra things he was making me do. That was so silly. That's just not me. I tried to do my own, Carpenter Vince thing. It was not working. It was not working, right? Got back to the whole elongated sentences and pronunciations on some of the words and using my hands and really just, even if I really was passionate about them or not, just acting like I was. And yeah, it's exactly right. Posture's correct the whole time. Professionalism on point. That's when people started just saying, I'll go with option B. No objections. When you get objections at the end, they either don't trust you or the company, or they don't believe that that product is going to best serve their needs, which is all a result of your presentation. And like I said, the best way to beat an objection is not at the end in a closing battle, it's proactively throughout the presentation. So if you can imagine the presentation like an upside down pyramid, where the base level is like the intro, it's the most important. You flip that pyramid over. If you take that bottom level out, the rest of the pyramid is going to come crashing down. So get with your managers, role play this stuff to hell and back, read sales books at night, listen to stuff in the morning, get your mind, body, and spirit correct. That's the biggest thing to help with that little voice in your head and pushing yourself to give every sit your very best acting performance, regardless of how much you might have just got beat up and exhausted in the last one. To have that perseverance and discipline to give the next one everything you got is key, because you never know when you might miss that huge opportunity that can set you up for your whole month because you slowed down and you dialed back a little bit. You got to give every one of them everything you got.
all going to come from the reps, guys. So, this was a little bit of a shorter workshop today. If you guys were in any of my last ones, people come out of them. I even stopped recording my last one because I was kind of swearing a little bit too much. I was getting really passionate about everything, and I went on a whole like AIL like this is how we gotta be rant, and people were like, that Vince, man, he's crazy. I see why he's in his position. But at the same time, some of the people were like, holy mackerel, I don't know if I can be that way. So I don't want to intimidate you guys. I don't want to get you guys all confused or nervous or anything like that. I just want to rip through the material, give you guys some psychological tips and some background on why we say the things that we say. So does anybody have any questions for me before I hop off about anything I went over? Okay, did this help you guys a little bit today?
Absolutely.
You don't have to lie. In all honesty, I'd like to know, like, do you guys think this was like regurgitated, or do we think it helped, or like what?
Definitely hope.
I think
That's
it
good.
helped.
Definitely helps knowing why we say all the things that we say in the script, and showing the psychology behind it is huge.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop my line right here, guys. I want you guys to text me your name and number if you have a question. And I'll do my best on my way to my next appointment, my next meeting. I'll gladly take a phone call and answer any questions for you. About the ratings, the ratings are pretty self-explanatory. That's why I kind of didn't go over them, but they're just as important for the psychological effect that the whole, like, why we're there and the intro is. And I did leave out one thing because this is something that kind of Gio says in our script, but not in the other one. When you do get him on and you do get them to confirm that that's their number and that's them, he does go into kind of like a disclaimer that also normalizes the situation and builds credibility at the same time. He goes into saying, for the past 70 years, I just want to let you guys know, we've been doing this stuff in person at the kitchen table. And now we've been deemed an essential business, so we still have to do this over Zoom. Yada, yada, yada. He goes into like, we've been around for 70 years. We used to come out to your house. That's how important this was. Now we're doing it over Zoom so we can still protect you guys, because that's how much we care about you guys, right? And they're like all together with the number, confirming it's them. The union badge on your chest, and what we're gonna do today, like, they're pretty understanding of like why you're doing it over Zoom, and there's no value being taken away from the presentation. They're going to be that much more inclined to listen and take you as serious as you would be as you're in the house, because they're like, wow, 70 years, you're usually doing this in person. Like, this must be important. I better pay attention, So that's all I got time for you guys for today, though. There's my number. If you guys have any questions, hit my line. If you guys thought that anything helped you today, text me and tell me what it was. Or if you think I can improve on anything today, text me and tell me what you think I can improve on, okay?
Absolutely.
Got it.
I'll see you guys next Friday. I got a whole 3 hours for you guys
Appreciate
next
it.
Friday. I'll give you all that sauce next Friday, man. You guys are going to be, that's your last training class before you're released. And it's going to be epic. It'll be great. I'll give you guys all the sauce. I'll get you guys fired up, ready to come out of this room and just start busting doors down and choke slamming ALP, breaking necks and cashing checks. All right. So I will catch you guys later. Appreciate your time. Let's go be great today. Let's level up 1% better every day. And don't sleep on the mind, body, and spirit. Start to develop a habit of listening to something in the morning that's in the self-development realm. It is huge. Can't say it enough. I can go on another hour about it. One of the biggest things that helped me starting off from a whole different career field was that self-development stuff, for sure. And we share it every morning, guys. So, you'll be in the group me soon. If you want me to send you something, text me. Say, hey, Vince, give me some juice. Give me a podcast you listen to, and I'll give you some juice. Peace out, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
Vince.
good one.
Later, Vince. Have a good one.